Solving multi-step equations with fractions is just the same as solving multi-step equations without fractions. All you have to do is find a common denominator first. So we're going to look at 4, 10, 5, and 2. Now please pause the video and try to figure out what can go into all these numbers. Our end goal is to try to make all these denominators 20. And this is just one of several ways to solve these problems, but I'm going to stick with one way to avoid confusion. So now 3/4, to make that 20, we multiply the top and bottom by 5. So we've got 15x over 20. Here, we multiply the top and bottom. What do you multiply 10 by to get 20? Multiply them both by 2. So you've got plus 6 over 20. And we multiply the top and bottom by 4 here. So we've got negative 8x over 20. Multiply the top and bottom by 5. So we've got plus 5 over 20. Next stage, we can multiply the whole equation by 20. And that'll make all the 20s cancel out. So if we do this, then we wind up with 20 times 15x over 20. So what's going to happen is these are going to cancel out, or 20, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. Cancel, cancel. So because we made all these denominators the same, we can just forget about them, because the equation's balanced, and all we're going to be dealing with are the numerators. Now the rest is pretty easy, just what you've been seeing. We're going to add the 8x to both sides. We get our x's to one side, we get our numbers to the other side, and then we simplify and solve. So we're going to take care of those, and then we're going to take care of these. So we're going to add 8x to both sides, and we get 23x, and then we're going to subtract the 6 from both sides, is equal to negative 1. We're going to divide 23 on both sides, and we find out that x is equal to negative 1 over 23, and that's the answer. It's just a fraction. Just leave it as a fraction. Try this one on your own, and I purposely wrote these x's a little differently so you can understand that if there's ever an x written in the middle, like it is here, it means it always goes with the numerator. So try to remember that, and I think that'll make it easier for you in the long run. So please pause the video and try this on your own, and then play it and see if you got the solution correct. So we want to make all our denominators to be 40. So in order to do that, we're going to multiply the top and bottom of this by 5, and then we're going to multiply the top and bottom of this by 8. We're going to multiply the top and bottom by this by 2. We're going to multiply the top and bottom of this by 4. Now once we've done that, we can multiply all our numerators by 40. And that'll cancel out. And remember, you can only do that with an equals, because if you multiply the whole equation by 40, they're still balanced. This side weighs the same as this side. So if we do that, our denominators disappear, and we don't have to worry about them anymore, just like the last problem. Now we can just solve it like we're used to. Plus 6x on both sides, and we get 21x plus 16 is equal to 36. We're going to subtract the 16 on both sides. And we've got 20 is equal to 21x, and we wind up with x is equal to 20 over 21, and there's a solution. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. Be mindful that this is a 9, not a 7. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and solve it. We want our common denominator to be 3, 15, 10, and 2. All of those can go into 30. So we're going to make our common denominator to be 30. We're going to multiply that by 10. We're going to multiply this by 2. We're going to multiply this by 3. And we're going to multiply this by 15. We wind up with 10x over 30 plus 4 over 30 is equal to negative 27x over 30. Need an error there. Let's fix it. 7x over 30, and then minus 15 over 30. Now we can multiply the whole top by 30. We can forget about all our denominators because they're all going to cancel. So 10x plus 4 is equal to negative 27x minus 15. And now we can go ahead and solve it. I'm going to add 27 to both sides, so I'm going to get 37x. And I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides, and I'm going to get negative 19. Divide 37, divide 37. We wind up with a fraction that cannot be simplified because both 19 and 37 are prime, so we just leave it like that.